Hello friends, and welcome back to another video about the Tascam Portacapture X8. In a previous video, we discussed using the Tascam Portacapture X8 as a 6-track multi-track recorder with Mixdown function to a stereo output. One of the questions I received was, does the original multi-track recording remain on the device? And the answer is yes. Let me share with you how we get to it. From this particular spot, we can see we've got the Tascam Portacapture X8, the mics adjusted in an A/B configuration. In this instance, I've got the inputs 3, 4, 5, and 6 on either side, and we've got our play, pause, stop, record, mark, and gain knob right there. Let's zoom in for a closer look. On the home screen, we need to go to our menu. Once we get to the menu, we can go to the Browse function. When we're in the Browse menu, we can see that in the previous video, I created a folder called Blues, and in that folder, I added an original file. The original file was actually just named the regular name, and that file had to start with one track and then had to open into an overdub recording. So the process is kind of convoluted when you think about it. However, the Mixdown track was the Mixdown here. Let me go ahead and show you what happens on this menu. Once we grab the track and press it, we can actually see information about the track. When we go to our file information, this song will tell us everything that we've got about this file, all the tracks that we're using, as well as any XRI data that we input at the time. From this menu right here, we can actually play, if we choose. Or we can delete track information, rename the track, protect the track, etc. Let's go ahead and open into this track. To do so, we tap the track and then press select. Once we do, we can see that at the home screen, if we tap the name of the track at the top, the track duration, it will tell us the name of the track and allow us to skip forward and backwards. But it's important to note that we have this track as well as our mix track. Notice the name changed to mix. Since we're on the mix track currently, if we press play but go to the mixer, we will only see the left and right stereo inputs as the track begins to play. When we look at this, you'll notice that all of our EQ and balance is set to 0. Every time you enter and exit the track, it will always reset to 0. If we go back to our home menu and we skip to our next track, if we come back over here to our mixer, you'll notice it doesn't show us any track information either. However, right now we do have some panning information as well as a little bit of balance information on our faders. Watch what happens when we press play. Notice as we look at the screen, all of our tracks are lit up in green. If we come over here to input to update our tracks, we notice that we can't do anything to the tracks. In order to update or further adjust our tracks, we would actually need to go into Mixdown mode. We can come back in here and go into our punch in and out and our overdub mode. Now, all of our tracks are available to be adjusted, re-recorded, re-recorded, deleted, or erased. And you'll notice we're in overdub mode right there, or punch in and punch out mode. Now, if we come to our input, we can select a track, and that track can then change from green to red, telling us that the next time we play through on this track, it will adjust only that track. Meaning, if we wanted to play through this track and record something on track 5, the green tracks, the mic, number 3, and number 6, would all remain the same. The only track that would be updated is number 5. If we also wanted to come in here and do something with the EQ, this is where we would make that change. Looking at the EQ, we have some options that we didn't talk too much about last time, but we'll go into just a little bit more now. We've got a limiter or a compressor. Our limiter or compressor allows us to either limit not past a particular decibel, generally -6, and our compressor then compresses different things. Specifically, loud sounds, it makes them softer, and it makes soft sounds quieter. Generally speaking, the compressor is great for when you're singing, and the limiter is great for when you're in a loud, unknown environment. As continuing on forwards, we have an EQ. With our EQ, we can set it to several different presets like voice for spoken word, guitar for an acoustic guitar, a loud area, a vocal for something like natural singing or ballad, and then manual. In manual EQ, we see we have a 4-band EQ. But although it says low mids and low highs, we actually have quite a bit of a range that we can adjust in our low mids and low highs. It's actually the entire EQ balance. So right now we can adjust in our low mid from 32 kilohertz all the way up to 18,000 hertz. And this is the same range that we can adjust for our mid high. In this instance, these don't act as much as a sweeping EQ as an additional EQ band. Here we can actually adjust the Q, or the width, how wide or narrow the adjustment is. One of these acts as a shelf and the other one acts as a notch. When you are on the full width of the Q, you're acting as a shelf, which is a wide and sloping adjustment. When you're at the smallest amount of the Q, it acts as a notch, almost like a comb. But it's not a comb filter. It's just a very specific part. We have up to 12 decibels of gain that we can adjust up or down in order to make those adjustments. Our low adjustment allows us to go once again from 12 to minus 12, and the frequency is from 32 all the way up to 1.6 kilohertz, and on high, we can go down as low as 1.7 kilohertz all the way up to 18,000 hertz. In this instance, we have quite a bit of range that we can use with our manual EQ. As we look through here, we can turn on a noise gate, which would mean that if we had a noisy instrument or something that was running static or a 60-cycle hum or the loud room that we didn't want to record in until a specific thing happened, like a singer's talking into a microphone, if you wanted those things to turn off, you would turn your gate on. We have a low cut, which will cut things out of the low frequency sound down to 32 or 22 hertz, 120, 80, 40, and off. That's 220 hertz. 80 hertz and lower is normally good for all the time, or especially for spoken word. Singing or anything above 120 hertz, you kind of begin to cut off male vocals here. Auto gain is something that we would do if we wanted to adjust the gain automatically. When you turn auto gain on, you lose the control of the manual gain, and we have two different amounts of gain, from low to high. We can add almost 60 complete decibels of gain between the two and the headroom that's in the system. There's quite a bit here to go. Our input allows us to choose whether it's a mic or a line level input. Line level inputs are at plus 4 decibels. Mic level inputs are at minus 10. Those two things all together help the microphones or help the recorder pick up the proper sound to amplify the signal. If you plug in a mic level into a line level or a line level into a mic level, you will have audio problems. So make sure you set it accordingly here. Basically, if you're using a handheld mic or a lavalier mic, you want to choose mic. If you're using an instrument or another type of audio device, you want to choose line. Unless that audio device is sending signal out to the headphones, then you choose mic. Now that we've looked at that and we've seen that we can adjust, if we had something else that we wanted to record, we would continue to do so, set the levels, and then press record. Coming back over to the mixer, we want to look here and see how we can actually adjust our panning balance. Notice center for left and right fade on all of these, and the faders themselves have not been moved. In order to make this happen, we actually have to adjust a little bit of the fade, and I'm going to do that now and balance these. And now you'll see that we're in the song, and now they're set. So if we play, so notice that even after I set that, once we click play, all of the panning and balancing and fade that we have done disappears. In this particular instance, what we need to do is press play and then adjust. Now, this is not playing right now because we've got 4 selected as a recording track and we're not recording. So the rest of this is currently being played through the monitor, which would be our headphones. You're not hearing that right now. However, what we did get a chance to see was that as that has slipped, we can now press play again. And when we do, we'll see that all of our settings were saved. When we stop the track and then press play in the middle of the track, our settings go back to the previous value. This can sometimes be confusing. You will have to play around with it. However, it is saving your settings. Notice this value changed to the current value once I played. Once we were done with this particular setup, we could go back to the home menu, come over here, and then exit. Now, if we go to play, all of our tracks pop up. Come over here to the mixer, and you can see all of our settings are set right there properly. This track now can be exported directly and opened up in Audition, Fruity Loops, Isotope, whatever you would like to use. The final thing is a mixdown. When we come over here, we can mix down this track one more time. We click yes, it's going to create an additional track mixdown. Sometimes this takes a moment. Now that we look at this mixdown, we have to go back to the menu and go back to our folder and browse to see where we are. Notice before in this folder, we only had 2 files. Now we have 3. We have the original track, we have the first mixdown, and now we have the second mixdown. In this instance, you can play your stereo tracks, mix them down, and make different mixes of your tracks, as well as maintain and keep your original tracks. However, every time you enter the overdub, punch in, and out mode, you will be adjusting whatever your last mix was to the multiple tracks. So, if you had a particular mix, there's no way to copy that multi-track file and save it somewhere else. You must simply take it and copy it to your computer. Because once again, we can't select this track to copy it here. The only thing that we can do is file protect it. Of course, you could delete it as well. And so there you have it. Looking at this, we have our Tascam Portacapture X8, and we've gone through the mixdown as well as multi-track recording modes. Guys, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hit up those Amazon links to show you really got something good out of what we were doing. I want to thank you so much for watching and remind you I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.